guys, it's a crack of dawn. We're heading out to a lake I've been to a couple of times and have had some success. We're going to try to duplicate that success, and I'm going to be testing a couple of new lures, and hopefully we'll also catch some crappie. All right, I will see you out there at the lake. Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. All right, we're gonna scope out this spot. Ooh, looks like here pretty soon they're gonna redo the fishing pier. I think this thing got wiped out by a tornado a couple years ago, and they're waiting to get the funds so they can redo it. We'll check it out and see if we can catch any fish in here. Looks promising. I'm just starting out throwing a little big Joshy. 3-incher, I think is what it is. A little swim bait. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name's Alan. I appreciate all your support. Oh, I just got hit right there. Dang it. And he didn't take it. Oh, man. Let's run it back through here. I may be running like a top water through here too. So this is a big Joshy I'm throwing. Just on a little round ball, headed jig. Dang it, I had that hit right there and I missed him. Crying out loud. This is a cool, like a little bay here. Man. Right here in front of me, guys, on the Bill Lewis scope stick, right there. Check that out. Just right in here close. Man, that was cool. I'm standing on these sketchy rocks here. I need to get to some firmer footing, and then I can get the hooks out of them. He's not very big. Let's get him back in there. Watch my footing. Here he is. There he goes. Let me show you what I was throwing. Ooh. Sketchy, sketchy footing. Alright, so I've been testing this Bill Lewis scope stick. And they market it for like forward-facing sonar, but I'm still using it. You could see that this paint color scheme is pretty cool. It's got the weight system. You can cast it really far. And he just hit right in here close. It's got some good action on it. Cast, pretty cool. That was my first cast with it too. And I caught that fish. I didn't get to do any kind of a intro type video for it. I threw a bunch of topwater, guys. I didn't get any sniffs all through there. I mean, nothing. I threw the Rico. I threw that snag-free Zook Spook. I threw a Berkeley Swamp Lord. And so now I just switched to this guy to give him a test run. I've been testing it. Right in there is where I got that hit. Bang! It just felt like I hit a brick wall. Even though he was little, it felt like I hit a brick wall. Yeah, there's some reviews and some complaints that the bills break on these. Hang on, let me clean this cabbage off and I'll get you a cleaner look. So they complain about that bill. I don't know, hopefully you can see that. It's hard with the hat cam to kind of judge. But it's got a great color scheme. Now I'm throwing this on a spinning rod, which is non-conventional, I guess, for... But I never do anything by the book, you know. I just do what's comfortable for me. Man, that thing casts really nice. The other one I'm going to test over here is the Maverick. Yeah, there must have been one heck of a tornado that came through that tore all this out of here. I mean, this used to be a great little crappie area, it looks like. I mean, I know that it was a great crappie area back in the early 2000s, mid-2000s, but they need to get the funding to fix it. They're gonna have to pull all those busted up parts out and then get the new dock in. They're running electrical, so anyway, but hopefully they get it fixed here pretty soon. They've started bits and pieces. They're just needing them to get more funding in. All right, so no complaints from me out of this lure so far. They've got tons of colors you can pick from. This is again from Bill Lewis, the scope stick. I'm just running it along this little bay here, this little cove, I guess you should say. So usually what I do is I just give it a nice sweep, and then I shake it, and then pow, pow. Give it another pow, shake it a little, give it a sweep, a couple of shakes, and then you can even do a standard retrieve. It's got a nice little wobble to it. If you never fished one, pick one up. Yeah, it's a cool little bait. All right, guys, on this scope stick, that's gonna be good fish right there. Right in here close again. Boy, that's a dandy. Come on, let's go. Bank flip. That's a dandy of a fish right there. There we go, into the water for the release. He had a little bit of blood on him, but he's all right. Whew, look what I'm standing in, guys. Sketchy stuff. Holy cow. I gotta get out of this mud, these rocks. There it is, guys. Okay, so he was bleeding a little bit, so I didn't get a measurement on him, but he was definitely in the 4, almost 5 pound range. Easily over 20 inches. He just hit it right there. They've all been, the other one hit it over there. So far they've all been hitting it in close. Man, that was a lot of fun. This is on the scope stick. It's got a little bit of flash to it. That was a nice fish. See, I thought I had a thump over there earlier when I was bringing it through, and I was like, nah. And then not much further, he clocked it. So I don't know if he swiped at it initially and then came back for it. So just anytime how you fish a jerkbait, that's how I'm fishing it. But sometimes I'll just do a straight retrieve, because if it's got a nice wobble, then that can bring in a lot of fish too. So don't forget about a nice change up there. Yeah, I should have had a little cleaner release with him, but standing in this mud and these boots are slippery, and these, I don't know if you could see these crazy rocks down here, the mud. So I was trying to get him off over there. So I don't think he was hooked down in his mouth very far. It was just up in the top, and the second hook was down in there just a little bit. All right, so I'm giving this a thumbs up. I know it's got some durability issues, but and actually durability issues are the things that drives me nuts. That's with like the mega bass jerkbaits. It drives me absolutely insane that you have some issues there with durability. But this one, there are some durability issues that people talk about. I haven't experienced it yet, so far I'm giving this a thumbs up. And there's all kinds of rocks and junk down in here that I can feel when I'm sweeping it through, but so far so good. Plus, this is a lot of fun to throw. It's got some nice rattles to it. You can cast it a mile. Now I'm going to switch to the Maverick and give that a try for a little bit. Something a little different. Oh, come on. There we go. That's a root. There are some tree roots in here. The other thing is, guys, don't feel like you got to have it constantly moving. Sometimes when I do it on a pause, that's when it'll get clocked. That little one right there, that's how it got clocked. This thing's got eyes on it. It looks good. And it was on the pause. Just when I did twitch, twitch, and let it sit there, that's when he got it. This big one just annihilated it while it was moving. All right, guys, I'm throwing this Maverick, and I think I just about had a hit right there, and I missed him, or he didn't stick, one of the two. That was wicked. Just on the first cast with this thing. It's got me all tangled up. Oh yeah. Yep. All right, I got it unsnarled there. I had a hit, guys. This is a Rapala Maverick 110. And I was bringing it through that little slot there, not quite where that other bass had hit, but I felt a thunk, and I just wanted to reel into it, and then everything came up all kinked. This one's a little bit different shape than the scope stick. You can cast it really nice. Same type of deal, just a sweep, twitch, twitch. And then sometimes I'll shake it. Pause it. Oh, that's got a nice flash to it. Look, guys, check that out. And when you swim it, see, it's not bad either. Oops, there's a little root there. And when you swim it, see, it's not bad either. A lot of people forget about that. You can swim it. All right, let's get this thing to work here. So the Maverick is new to me. I tested out a little bit last weekend. For me, testing it, guys, if I catch them 1 to 2 fish, that's good enough for me. Nothing scientific about it. So my setup, I'm using the Mojo bass from St. Croix, and then I've got a loose speed spin, just my typical stuff. This one's got the 12 and 12 pound braid to, I always use the Sunline, and then to the 12 pound fluoro leader. Here in a bit, I'm gonna run a crankbait through all this. I'm gonna throw just a Big O, one of those new ones, a Walmart special Big O. I have so much fun throwing that thing, and I just don't throw it enough. It's in that fire tiger color. So I'm surprised the wind is picking up. It's out of the east. September can be windy. The back half, September, October, those transition months can be windy here in Texas, but today it's definitely picked up. If I didn't have the cover of these trees, we'd be feeling, you can see the white caps way out there on the main lake there. So this is like a little bay or a cove that's kind of protected. Ooh. Oh, I thought I had a hit right there, guys. I do? No, it's that dang tree root that's out there. Give me back my Maverick. It was definitely acting squirrely, like I had a bite there. Maybe I had a hit, and then it threw it down off the cadence when I was trying to check it, and then I got into a root down there. If you're wondering about the roots, these trees, I mean, look at that root system. And there used to be trees here. We just can't see them. There's some stumps and junk. This is a good place to catch crappie. I do have my crappie stuff. I need to be throwing my hair jigs again. I've been tinkering with like beetle spins and all that kind of stuff. Man, check out that lure. It just hangs there. It's got this great color, that flash, man. Yeah, you need to pick up these Mavericks, guys. These are pretty cool too. I mean, we know they catch fish. I just gotta, for me, give them a run and see. That was weird. I couldn't get it to dive there for a minute. It was like stuck on the surface. I didn't get snared up. Maybe the wind had something to do with it. That was kind of odd. Ooh, right there. when it's suspended is when I like to do that twitch, 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 just to give that fish something to think about before it swims off. And see, with something like this, sometimes I'll get a marker, a Sharpie, and put a little shad dot there like the false eye. But this is a great color right here. They've got tons, you know how Rapala is. They've got tons of great colors. So whatever the part of the country you're in, the other thing is this is, I guarantee, this is gonna be a great pike jerkbait when I'm fishing up in Iowa. Ooh. Nah, weeds or cabbage. I thought I had a hit there. Man, this is fun throwing these. So I've been just kind of testing out different jerkbaits for the wintertime. The Livingston was pretty good. Of course, my Smithwicks, which I love, 6 cents. I've caught fish on those. I need to throw this, the shorter Super Rogue. I've got one in there and I just don't throw it very much. It's in that clown color. Oh, that thing looks great. I need to give that, it's only got 2 sets of hooks on it. I need to give that a shot in here. All right, we're gonna switch to a square bill. All right, guys, this is a cotton Cordell, a Big O. I got this from, oops, there we go. From the bargain bin at Walmart. They have I wouldn't even call it a bargain bin. They're always like $2.25 maybe. So it casts just like a dream. Same thing with this. I just give it a sweep. The cool thing about this one is they're so cheap you can just chuck it into junk, guys. That's where a lot of the fish are, and you're gonna be able to get some. I did this, the last time I caught a nice fish on this was up in Minocqua, Wisconsin, when I was up there fishing with Andrew. Ooh, almost threw that right over the dock. Did you guys see that? The wind. Jeez Louise. As soon as I got it up a little bit, man, oh man. I gotta watch out for that. I'm trying to run it along the rip rod down there. There we go. Right under the dock there. Thing is, there's nice crappie that hang around there. A bunch of chunks of this dock are down there. So this, anyway, so I was up in Minocqua, Minnesota, Wisconsin. And I was running this under this trestle, and I've got it on video, and man, I missed him, guys. I missed him, and I saw him. You'll be able to see him on camera. He flared up right there. I've got it on video, and man, and he just didn't get it. I gotta get it back in there. Where'd he go? Where did he go? Gosh, that was a good fish. How did he not inhale this? As I was coming up right there, he just chased it and he didn't get it. I wasn't cranking faster than he is. I got him. He was there. He came back. He was there. He was looking for it. There we go. On the Big O. Check that out. Now they have this new G Finish Big O that I haven't thrown yet, because I like throwing this one. I mean, I have thrown that G Finish one, but today I haven't thrown it. In the past I've thrown. I got to get out of these rocks, guys. Let me work on this fish. Sorry, I'm sitting here staring at it. All right, I got him. There we go. In he goes. Man, that was so cool, guys. On the cast before, I saw him flare up, and I was like, I missed him. And then I cast over there and brought it through. Well, what he did was he circled back around, because when I brought it through again, then I got him. Man, that was awesome. Man, that was good stuff. That just gets me fired up, you know, when you get a little bit of redemption like that. All right, before I get to the G Finish Big O, I'm gonna throw this little Damiki 100. This thing is just deadly on smallmouth, but we're gonna run it through here and see what we can get. There we go. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these giant, ooh, this thing casts like a dream. I wouldn't be surprised if a giant crappie came up and just inhaled this thing, because it's like a little snack, you know. What is that? Sorry, guys. Get these bugs all over me, and I'm trying to figure out what they are. They're not mosquitoes. Oh yeah, this thing is nice. And it's just teeny tiny. Yeah, on like a stream or a creek or a river where you got current, this thing will just be deadly. And it just casts like a dream. I gotta make sure I get some pauses in there. Man, I love throwing that little Big O Fire Tiger. That's just a great little bait. Man, this thing is just sick. Let's get over here by this little weed bed. Uh-oh, I may be right into the cabbage. Get out of there. And this little dude is fun to throw. I've always thrown like the 300, the 200, oh, and you can see it cast a mile. That was the perfect cast, running right by that, all that cabbage that I was trying to fish topwater earlier, and I couldn't even get a sniff. It definitely is nice and cool today. We're not having to deal with all that wacky heat that we've been getting. Way the heck up there in the over 100. I think right now it's probably like in the high 70s. I can't remember what color this is. They were having like a deal on them on Tackle Warehouse. Or maybe it was, it wasn't quite, it was like the not quite the Labor Day sale, but I don't know, the summer savings thing. It might have been from Fish USA or Land Big Fish, or it could have been, actually I think it was Tackle Warehouse. Ooh, I thought I had a chaser, but I didn't. Just an optical illusion. You can kind of see how the sun is dotting in here. I could see tons of bait fish swimming down through there, you can kind of get them in the light when they swim through the, come up, they show up pretty nicely in there. On this Damiki, guys, right in here and close where I got those other ones. There we go. Ooh, let me get out of here away from all this tree roots and junk. All right, guys, here we go. A little bit of dust and dirt on him from, it's just these sketchy rocks. There you can kind of see what he looks like. A good sized bass just right there in that same spot right there. All right, guys, here we go for the release. All right, good stuff. There we go, guys. The DC 100 just right in here again. It was on the pause, and then I brought it as it was coming up and just kapow. Man, that's good stuff. Ooh. I can't confirm if that was a hit and I yanked it out of his mouth, or if that was just me being too aggressive on the pool there. Man, this is fun to throw. One last look, guys. I'm gonna try that G finish. There it is, a DC-100. Kind of got a mosquito in my ear. Please get out of there. This is in this translucent kind of color. I don't know. I'm terrible with lure colors, guys. I just know it's the Damiki DC-100. All right, let's switch to the G finish. Big O with the G finish. Look at that. The chartreuse and the orange. I'm in the shade here, so it may be kind of tricky to see. Man, that's a nice bait right there. It's got great color. And the G finish is kind of like kind of like what they use in reflective for like street signs and stuff. It's highly visible. Man, that thing casts like a dream too. So I got 2 of these. One I lost. I got snagged. I gotta be careful coming through here, man, because this is like fish highway. They always hit it like about 3 to 4 feet out. The depth in that, maybe 3 feet there. And the depth, 2.5 as you get closer. Oh, no wonder I can cast it up miles, because the wind, I forgot about that. These big O's you get now aren't like the old school vintage big O's that were just so popular and so good, but they're still nice. These aren't in the bargain bin. These are the ones you get from LureNet. Just jump on there and oh, that was definitely a thump. That might have been a crappie that just came up and hammered that. This thing's attracting attention. We're gonna do the risky. This is where we had tree root problems earlier. All right, one more. Yeah, I was throwing topwater all in those weeds. There we go. And nothing. Oh yeah, I can feel that down there. Man, this thing is just smooth. Look what I caught. I caught somebody's little setup here. I'm trying to figure out what, just for panfish. I need to put this in a spot where I don't lose it. We'll get that out of there for somebody. See, that's the thing, is you don't know a lot of times what you're snaring into down there. Iowa, that was the other place where the big O was. I knew there was one more spot besides Minocqua. In Iowa, at one of the lakes I went there, right along the shoreline. I was pitching it. Oh, that's perfect. I was pitching it along the shoreline. I had a nice bass come in and crush it. Actually, I think I caught 2. I got a video on that. Ooh. Man, I went right through strike row and nothing was there. I thought I saw a flash, but man, this thing even skips. The other thing I want to throw a little bit is like the chatterbait and the spinner. See, everyone's talking about fall fishing, but here, not quite. I mean, yeah, we're in September, but it's still been getting super hot. Today's nice and cool. My favorite time to fish is like October, November, here in Texas, all the way through January. I've had some good luck fishing in January. Uh-oh. We got a little cabbage here. I got somebody's fishing line again, guys. What the heck? Yep. It's like what's left of somebody's braid. All right, let me get this untangled here. There we go. I got it all untangled. All right, guys. Should be no surprise that I'm catching them in close. It seems like that's, you hear everyone talk about beating a bank and you're in a boat, you're fishing shallow. The thing is, I love bank fishing. It comes back to where my dad and up in Iowa teaching us how to fish. I just prefer it. I know everyone says, oh, if they got a free boat and this and that, and it's just, I don't know, something, it just means more to me doing the bank fishing. People ask me that all the time, man, you need to get, or tell me that you need to get a boat, you need to get a kayak. I like the challenge of bank fishing. You don't see a lot of points of views from guys bank fishing consistently. I just enjoy it. It's relaxing, and you know, you get to meet some pretty cool people, and I don't know, it's just, I just have always liked it. And I've been out on boats tons of times, and I got buddies that fish in boats, but man, there's just something about the challenge of this. Finding the spot, hiking into it sometimes. Man, I'm just waiting for one of these. This lake is known for its big crappie. I'm just waiting for a crappie to come up here and nail this. Well, as you know, every big lake in Texas is, ooh, the wind is known for big crappie, but this one for sure. Yeah, that cast got away from me. I almost sent it right over the whole thing. I forgot about the wind. It doesn't look like it, but if you get it up there a decent height, it just sails. Kind of like a QB sailing a pass and winds up in an interception. Oh! Gosh. I thought I had a strike there, guys. Man, that sure did feel like it. All right, let's go, buddy. I put that right over the edge of the wall to bring it in close so it would bang off those rocks. And I thought for sure I was gonna get just lit up there. Oh, there we go. I did get snagged and then out. Whoo! I just let it back out on its own. Jeez. That was lucky I didn't lose it. I don't know, something's down there. Roots. You can see all those tree roots. Yeah, this is fun throwing these. The DC-100. Oh man, that thing is just like a bullet. All right. Couple more casts, and I'm going to switch over to a chatterbait, a little jackhammer chatterbait. I've got my crappie stuff, but man, I'm just having so much fun testing these lures. One more. Yeah, I've got a spinnerbait I want to test too. Throw it some. Look at this guy's right in here close. Oh! I messed that one up. I brought him around. He looked like he was going to turn back this way, and he got off on this little jackhammer stealth blade with X-Zone. Ooh! The tip got chewed off. You see that? The X-Zone. Just bringing it right through here, through strike row. Dang it. There's a whole bunch of roots and snags and junk over there, and it looked like he was digging for that, so I tried to steer him around, and it looked like he was going to turn back around, and then guess what? He spit it. That was my fault. 100%. Ooh. No. Did I get a snag? Dang it. I've been skipping under the bridge flawlessly, and then that one, it wasn't flawless. Anyway, man, that right in that same stretch there, I got more of these. Let me snap this off. Let me try the tween first. I'll just snap it. There we go. Oh, guys. I just had one come up and just crush this as it was coming out of the water. Dang it. Right through the strike zone. I need to remember. Let's see if he's still there again like that other one was. Right here as I was coming up, I was thinking about stuff for next week. I'm just throwing this Epic Eric from the Bass Lab, one of his little spinner baits, and that guy just fired out of there and just crushed it on the surface, but he didn't get the hooks in. Dang it. Of course, I didn't have the camera rolling. It looks good. I was deep in thought, just thinking about stuff going on for next week, and we've got dress-up days at school. So I'm trying to remember, what do we got to wear one day and the other day? It's like your favorite college team one day, and then, I don't know, something else the other. All right, check this out. It's that kind of that melon color. Man, that looks good. It's like the basslab.com, or not Bass Lab, Epic Eric's Big Bass Cartel or something like that. I can't remember it. But I talked to him from time to time, and I was like, you know what? I need to get one of those spinners and test it out. I'm not putting a trailer on this one. I'm just going straight as is. Sometimes I'll do that with the spinner bait. Man. Rats, I don't think that guy's going to come back for that. He was... I don't know. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But it's just right at the surface. And I was like, oh! And of course I didn't get him. So this one's on the St. Croix Avid. You guys are going to think I'm nuts. I do my own custom grips on these. I like the cork handles, but I put this lizard skin on there as a wrap. I know people look at me like I'm insane, but man, I sweat so much that that grip right there does the trick. Ooh, that spinner is just remarkable. All right, we're gonna go through the roots over here, and let's see if we can get through here without getting snared up. See, the cool thing about this bait is it almost looks like a Midwest red horse, or like a flared up bluegill, or like a little carp. It's good stuff. So back in here it's nice and calm, but out on the main lake you can see the white caps. It's just ripping out there. Alright guys, I'm gonna throw this little Meps XD. It's got a single hook, but I put a spark shad on the back of that. So I walked all the way kind of in this area over here, through the woods a little bit, tried to do some more top water, nothing. Then I went on the other side of this catastrophe a little bit, nothing. So I don't mind staying in here because we're protected from all that crazy wind, but there is another spot that I want to try, and if it is windy, I can throw like these spinners and things like that the wind isn't going to affect it, and in fact probably draw in more fish. Man, this thing looks good in the water. Whew. In the last video, that's what I caught that monster on, was one of those, but in the gold blade IU color, I think is what the spark shad was. This one's like magic bass or something, but I like these because they have the eyeballs on them. Man, yeah, that's a lot of flash with that. That looks good. So I threw some different regular spinner baits, some more chatter baits, nothing. Threw a Carolina rig for a little while. Nothing on the Carolina rig. Yeah, that looks like the bait fish for sure. Man, that is epic. So you can get the XDs in a treble, and then you just cut that off and put on a single, and then you can rig it up, or if you just order them from Meps directly, you can choose that you want a single hook. And it's just been a great combo for me. It looks just like a little bait fish in there, and you get the extra blade. It's just epic. Now I just got to get one to hit. There we go. I've been threading the needle up under that dock again. Tried a little football head jig down there. No interest, nothing. All right, guys, we're gonna hike back into this spot here. There's like a fishing pier. Scope it out. Man, you can hear the wind howling. I went to this other spot. Hang on, I gotta sneeze. Woo! Thank you. Anyway, so I went to this other spot where there's this great wall, like a seawall kind of a thing. And they've got places there where people can swim, and the boat ramp. And where that wall is, the fish pin bait up against it. And if you get a decent breeze, it works out well. But man, there was tons of people there in this crazy wind. So I couldn't get in there and use my technique. Oh, check out that dude. Oh, yeah. I hope this is ooh, some stagnant water. Man, I get nervous walking on this stuff. Yeah, she's looking a little rough. I remember when I first got the open water sniper jig from Beast Coast, I came in here and tested it in here, and I got it snagged. This is supposed to be like crappie heaven in here when the water's up. Yeah, she's looking a little rough. Ton of beetles. Something's been lurking in there because you can see where the water's been churned up. Oh yeah, see, it's not very deep there. Oh man. And the water's up higher than usual. I don't know if I want to chuck anything through there or not. Yeah, this is looking kind of iffy. Ton of bugs in there. Check out how thick that forest is in there. Up top you can hear the wind howling, but in here it's just a little breeze. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for me for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. I love testing those lures. Had a lot of fun doing it. Until next time, I will see you then. Bye-bye. Now get out there and get your lures wet.